Another fan question. I say a fan audience question. Jake asked,
I hope they're a fan.
yeah, definitely of yours. Do you believe that the world found out what SoCal already knows about Jack Cartwheel?
Dude, I tell you what, I have seen Jack Cartwheel for quite a while pop up here and there in Southern California. I met him, I think, in Vegas right when things started opening up, pandemic, like I want to say 2021 at the Jamie Iovine Annie Up show that we did where we worked second gear crew. He was on that card or he was on the card later in the evening. That was the first time I'd actually met him. Super nice dude. Just you could tell he was just very happy to be a wrestler and be where he was. You know, a lot of people are grumpy at shows, but this was a young guy that was still motivated. And here I saw him at 75, even more motivated, bigger smiles, happier to be there. That hasn't worn off. The guy's been around the world. He's done so much in such a short amount of time. And sometimes that wears off or gives guys, a bad attitude. He was the exact opposite. He was grateful to be there. He was ready to give it his best. Him and Colby absolutely tore it up, and he's just a delight to have in a locker room too. So I think, yeah, I mean, he's shown people on in a lot of different places now, from the independent level and the high independent level like GCW to Mexico, where he shows out all the time, and then now to a completely different audience with NWA who may not watch either of those. Now they're seeing him too. And in a lot of ways, to me, that's like kind of maybe the way people saw, imagine guys that were WCW fans that followed TNA's early days and they saw AJ Styles.
Yeah.
These are maybe big heavyweight NWA style, old school, bigger guys like Trevor Murdoch style fans. And now all of a sudden they're seeing Jack Cartwheel maybe. It could be that same kind of impression where the sky's the limit for a guy like that. Like, just because of his size and what he can do, like that doesn't mean he can't reach these people in a way where he can go all the way to the top.
He definitely feels a fish out of water isn't necessarily the right phrase because that could have a negative inclination, but he's so different to the rest of the NWA right now. It kind of reminds me of Matt Cross in the beginning of NWA when he was there briefly. He was like the
Yeah,
only
that's
guy who was doing athletic stuff, and because of that, he stood out. You know what I mean? And when I say athletic stuff, I mean high flying, uber athletic stuff.
yeah,
Obviously,
yeah. I
everyone's
know
an
what you
athlete,
mean.
but
Everyone's an athlete, but you're right. That's more of that, that X division is probably the most simplified way to put it. Cruiserweight, junior heavyweight, quote unquote flippy. I mean, he does flip like a
yeah,
maniac, but that's a positive for him, in my opinion. Nobody flips quite like him right now. So no, he's awesome. A lot of people, and what's even cooler about him is he has been making these strides as a wrestler while also playing college football and going to college
oh wow, I
in
didn't
Southern
know that.
California. He just finished, so now he's all in on wrestling. But a lot of people don't know that this guy was, anytime he wasn't wrestling, the only reason he wasn't is because he was playing college football.
Wow.
So, talk about a dedicated guy, a loyal guy that completed all the years he'd committed to that football team, despite starting to take off as a wrestler. Like, I couldn't imagine being committed to something that I like, finding something that I love. I mean, I don't know. He might love football, but clearly, obviously, wrestling is the path he's going with right now. But like, just imagine that two things you love, and then like one of them you're really starting to get grounded, but you're committed to the other for 4 years.
Yeah.
That has to be a struggle, but he still made it happen. And then honestly, it was, if anything, probably even more motivating for him to work harder. Achieve to excel at two things at once. That's pretty damn impressive.
Yeah, it shows his character, and like for promoters, they probably look at that and they're like, okay, well, we know this guy's committed. We know, so that's awesome.
Yeah. He's like, this guy's in it. He's loyal. He's committed, and he's here to work as hard as he can for as long as he's committed to. That's crucial.
Yeah, absolutely.